Don't forget that writing is more than just communicating information. Saying something well in writing involves attention to style as well as content. Following are some style tips from the prose. Verbs are the action or the movement. When you revise, scrutinize your verbs. Can you use livelier, more accurate verbs? Look at these examples. He got the dog out of the river. He rescued the dog out of the river. Rescued is a more precise verb than got. Scholars say that historical context helps people understand Freud's theories. Scholars argue that historical context illuminates Freud's theories. Though these sentences say the same thing, argue and illuminate are more precise verbs with different connotations than the blander, more general say and helps. Illuminate also encompasses the whole idea of helps people understand, reducing some wordiness. To get even more grammatical, C. Beth Birch in her book A Writer's Grammar encourages students to look for opportunities to change words from their noun forms into verb forms to tighten sentences and heighten the action. Look at her examples. The trooper issued us a warning about black ice. The trooper warned us about black ice. Vespucci Amerigo made the discovery of America. Vespucci Amerigo discovered America. There was a serious delay in going to the dentist on Jerry's part. Jerry seriously delayed going to the dentist. These changes can sometimes cure instructors' complaints about passive voice, wordiness, or awkward constructions. Short sentences can act like punchlines, not necessarily funny, but punchy, especially when they follow or are followed by longer sentences. Here is a passage from Lee Zacharias' Buzzards from the Best American Essays 2008. She bookends her introductory paragraph with very short sentences. They woof. Though I have photographed them before, I have never heard them speak, for they are mostly silent birds. Lacking a syrinx, the avian equivalent of the human larynx, they are incapable of song. According to field guides, the only sounds they make are grunts and hisses, though the Hawk Conservancy in the United Kingdom reports that adults may utter a croaking coo, and that young black vultures, when annoyed, emit a kind of immature snarl. But to hear any of these sounds you must be quite close. And I am quite close. Sometimes it even makes sense to go micro. Purposefully inserting a sentence fragment here and there can draw a lot of attention and create some drama. We know sentence fragments are against the rules, aren't they? It depends on what you're writing, why you're writing, and who it's for. Depending on the formality of the piece and its purpose, it can be okay to break the rules for dramatic effect, even in academic writing. Look at this professional example, the introduction by Adam Gopnik for Best American Essays 2008. In any case, Vincent van Gogh was the most sentimental, i.e., concerned with common and homely emotion, wrapped up in what it felt like to him and how he looked, and the most pretentious, read his letters on the books he read, a name dropped on every page, of all the painters, and still the best. He creates a long, complicated sentence full of tangents by using different punctuation techniques. Then he drives his point home by using a sentence fragment to make it. Beginnings and endings are power slots. Reserve these slots in sentences, paragraphs, and essays for the points and words you want to emphasize. In this example from the essay The Way We Age Now by Atul Gawande, the author writes about the aging process. When the prevailing fantasy is that we can be ageless, the geriatrician's uncomfortable demand is that we accept we are not. He could have written the sentence, the geriatrician's uncomfortable demand is that we accept we are not ageless when the prevailing fantasy is that we can be. But by ordering the sentence the way he does, the reader ends up with, accept we are not, an idea central to the argument of his essay about the inevitability of aging. This example, taken from Bernard Cooper's essay The Constant Gardener, illustrates the importance and power of the end slot. Here is the last sentence of the essay. Then, as happens several times a night, I turn to him and listen, reassured by his breath, firmly tethered to the last days of his life. The essay grapples with the imminent death of the author's partner. It is significant and poignant that the author chooses to end on the word life. Next time you're revising, look at the end of your sentences, paragraphs, and the last word of your essay. Are you taking full advantage of the power potential?